Hello, my little goblin friends. Welcome to the goblin that is in charge of Wings to Fly, audio, and ASMR. It might get to a point where I don't really do that little, hi, how are you? This is me. I have no idea. As I continue to say, we're figuring this out. So fun. I did determine, so this video that for you is, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do an upload schedule with these rambly ones for like once a week. So the video that for you is coming out a week after the last one. I'm starting right after I stopped the last one. Is it still visible? Okay, I had to check the camera because the clouds, beautiful clouds, are covering the sun a little bit. So my world just got a bit dimmer, but it doesn't really look like it's affecting the camera, which is lovely. I don't know. So, gonna take this pendant and decide what I want inside of it. This could be beautiful. Or this will be beautiful. Oh, I love how that one has the red. The fun part about this is just, you know, just deciding. Ooh, that is pretty striking. I don't love that positioning though, because I really like to position the cabochons that I'm going to trace around carefully, because if I just put it smack dab in the middle right there,
there's a whole lot of space on the butterfly wing that I can't use now, because here is the size of my earring cabochons, and this is the size of my bracelet cabochons. So, like, you know, I can't.
Meanwhile, if I do that and that, I can get a whole bracelet and necklace out of it. Or, let me grab another earring one. I can do a whole set, you know, which is very cool to me because there's probably some neurospaciness going on in the equation of why it's so cool to me. But so that's like the very organized, precise side of my brain. Meanwhile, the creative side of my brain is like, pretty! So, actually I'm going to keep those out to determine. So I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and roll with, I might, because that's really striking. And I usually put the pendant ones up here as, ooh, that's, ooh, I liked it. I like it. Also, that's really pretty. Let's see. If I do that, can I fit this here? Ooh, I can. And then I can fit this here, can't I? Oh, glorious day. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with this, folks. I'm gonna roll with it. Okay, now comes the fun part, and by fun I mean the part that's a little more difficult for me. Oh, pardon my reach. I don't tend to need these at this stage, but I'll have it in case because I've forgotten. All right, we now have an X-Acto knife, which I think X-Acto is actually a brand. So we have a knife. I didn't grow up with technology, so I missed out on Vine, but a friend who did grow up with technology and therefore had not missed out on Vine in their formative years showed me that Vine, and it is hilarious. Yeah, so now what I've got to do is I've got to hold this down very, very tightly while I trace around the pendant with my little trusty blade. And that, if you, I don't know if you can really see the scratches on this little cutting board, but there they are. So yes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, ouch, little beads will pinch my
arm hair
sometimes. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure to arrange this so that we can have, I don't know if my head's in the way. Don't be in there. Hey, little head, please. Can we do it? I think we can. This is beautiful. Okay, and yes, they will have to be fairly precise. I want that little red spot in it though. That's so pretty. I might just have to sacrifice. You know, am I going to sacrifice this middle piece that I want? You know what? Okay. I am obsessing about this at this moment. So what we're actually going to do, sorry to disappoint, I'm going to figure that out at a later date. I'm going to grab a blue morpho wing and just live my life because this video is already 5 minutes long. Ah! Okay, look at this. Beautiful. Wasn't that easy? We take the pendant, we put it over. Oh, yeah. I keep thinking that because my phone is faced this way, that you're facing from here, but you're not. You're facing from my direction in the videos because that's how I rotate the video. So, like, if I can see it like this, so can you. Anyway, don't know why I keep doing that. Well, I know I keep doing that because I keep forgetting that rather intrinsic detail. Yes, okay, I love how that's positioned. I've got it close enough to the edges that it does not, oh, now at least it doesn't. It's important to make sure that if you're trying to be as close to the edge as possible, like me, that it doesn't, like, see there's a little indent there, because this butterfly was a bit more of a rough and tumble little friend. And so, if I just, oh, there's the edge, sure, I'll just put that there. I'd have those two little blips, which might not show up in the necklace. Some of the stuff around the edges of the pendant don't show up as much between the shadow of, some of the edges of the butterfly wing that are appearing at the edge of, the parts of the butterfly wing that are appearing at the edge of the capuchon aren't always very visible because of the shadows from the bezel, the jewelry setting. So it's just a matter of holding this down, which, see, it's a little hard for me, and my hands are a little shaky sometimes. And also, like, there's the different veins in the butterfly wing, and so you got to kind of press down on it, and sometimes the veins don't make that super easy. Okay. And, like, you do not need to be quite so, I've got to keep every scrap of this butterfly I can. You don't need to do that. But, like, they're the butterfly biosphere that I get my, as always, reminder, these are ethically sourced butterfly wings. The biosphere that I get these beautiful, that is annoying. Okay, well, that was a good cut anyway. All right, now I need to, usually if I can, like, get it to go all the way around while I'm holding the pendant in place, life is just a little bit easier. But the universe had other ideas for me today, and that's okay. You know what, universe? I can roll. I can roll with the punches. I can roll with the punches because I'm just that sort of human. Okay, that's really annoying. Oh, but it kind of slipped. Okay, well, this is becoming a little bit more, but see, there are cons to trying to be as close to the edge as possible. Okay, that is fitting there. Perfect. You gotta, like, pay attention to what fingers are the ones holding the wing down, because if they're in the way, then what just happened can happen. And, like, once you have, like, the basic shape of the butterfly wing, you can, okay, I can do this. Like I say, this is not my favorite part, and I've not done it in a while. So, while practice makes perfect, not doing something in a while makes life a little harder. But, ta-da! Behold, we now have a drop-shaped piece of butterfly wing in the shape of our capuchon. Okay, this video's been 10 minutes. It's fine. All right. Now, we also have these three options. We have a sort of bronzy, these are all alloys. We have a sort of bronzy one, we have a silver one, and then we have, like, this, like, shiny silver one. It's almost like a white silver or something. So, let's see. And when you're handling this, it's very important to be quite careful so that the contact paper does not come apart. Because, as you can see, there's no longer an edge of contact paper that is sealing in the butterfly wing. So now the contact paper is being held together by the butterfly wing between them. And so if you handle it roughly, it will separate. And you'll end up with two drop-shaped butterfly wing pieces, which is not a problem because you can put them back together and get it in. But it does mean that the glue that we have to use for this might seep in and discolor the wing a little bit more, because if glue touches, like, the actual thing you're gluing in, it will super discolor it, mess it all up. How do I know this? Because that's how I made my first necklace with these and was like, oh. Also, it's really hard to handle like cut butterfly wings when they're not in some kind of things making them smooth, because again, with the veins and the different striations, it's very difficult to like cut smoothly if you're just working with a very the butterfly wing that is so delicate, right? So handle them with care. I was like, I don't remember if I use this. Yes, I do, because when I touch them with my fingers, it tends to like make them slip just because fingers are a little rougher than this. Okay, I like how that is setting off the little white highlights. That's pretty, but it doesn't like bring out much in the wing. I like that. I now want to put a blue morpho in that setting, but I really do like this one. Like, it makes those little spots pop very nicely. Okay, now we're gonna put some glue. I just use a craft glue. Got it at Walmart. It was cheap because, you know, you gotta do what you can do in the budget. And so far it works. So this is a reused mashed potato container from KFC, because reuse as well as recycle. And yeah, why not use, wash it out, you can still use it, and then once like it's kind of thin, so once the plastic wears down or it gets greasy or whatever, then you can just recycle it. Pressing very hard, that's so much more glue than I need. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, get the paintbrush, because I forgot to get one out when I was doing this earlier. So I just got a bag of mixed paintbrushes at Walmart, which I think I mentioned in a previous video. Might not have. Oh yeah, I think I did, in the leaf one. I'm just grabbing all the things that are possible to kind of show you my selection process for what paint. Oh, this is my one that oh, it's not the one, because the one that I usually use got broken in the dishwasher, because these were very cheap little brushes, and that's completely great for my purpose. My grandmother, whom I rarely saw, I did happen to know she was an oil painter. And even at one point, I got a little bit of an oil painting lesson from her. I was 5, so it didn't take super well. She got annoyed with me for not listening, and I was very confused about all the steps and how things were going, and I just wanted to paint and create, because I was 5. Meanwhile, using the brush for glue means this is not particularly consequential. I picked one that was small enough to kind of fit inside the different little jewelry settings. I picked a straight one instead of a circular one, because this one is a little less, for me, directable, versus this one was a little bit more. So it is not particularly consequential at all. You dip it in the glue. You don't want a ton of it. You also can just directly from the glue container squirt onto the jewelry setting, but that didn't incredibly work for me because I'd misjudged, and also you saw how much I was struggling to get the glue out of that. My hands are there's not a ton of muscle strength in my hands. I've got chronic tennis elbow, so that makes life kind of exciting as far as hand strength and dependability go. Blessedly, I do not have carpal tunnel syndrome, which is so much worse. Tennis elbow is kind of a sort of precursor to. If I use the glue bottle to get drops on it, I put in too much glue and proceeds to put in so much glue. I think that's okay. I don't want it too. Okay. It's so great to no, hold on. I'm obsessing right now, and I do not need to. Okay, if I can pick this up. See, it just, I don't know if you could see that, but it just separated a little bit. Oh, wait, I can do this. Perfect, okay, because I held it off the edge of the mat, and then I picked it up with that from the edge of the mat. Oh, and that was why I had the gloves out. I'm only doing one of these, but when you're making a bunch of these, it is a lovely idea to wear gloves. Otherwise, your hands, okay, I'm gonna have to put on gloves. Your hands get all sticky, and I don't Love that. Because disgusting. Okay. It is also helpful. Oh, see, you gotta be careful. Okay, haven't actually done one of these in a bit, so. Oh, and now I'm touching that with gluey hands. Perfect. Oh, okay. This one might. Oh wait, I forgot. This is how you do it. Now you put the glue on here, because if you spread the glue on that, you will separate the two halves of the contact paper. And again, you don't want a super heavy coat of glue. Even that might be a little too much. And you put it on top, and then you press. You press on it, mates! Like, so much depends on it, because so much kind of does. It will get air bubbles in it if you don't, like, just press the heck out of it. And I also forgot, because again, I haven't actually done this in a super long time, which is still, like, another reason why I love this channel, is I get to do these things. You keep pressing, keep pressing, keep pressing. Have a wet rag nearby so you can wipe off the glue. And then just keep pressing, keep pressing, keep pressing until it's just like, I don't know, until you get tired, until you can see that there's little to no air bubbles in there. Like this one has some little tiny ones. My head's in the way of the camera. That's unfortunate. Yeah, and then you kind of call it good. And then you wipe it up with a wet towel. And then I have a little tray, which is, Mochi was on this tray. And then I washed it off in it. Now it's one of my little trays for drying butterfly wings. You could put it on a cutting board, whatever you'd like to put it on. Something, a good idea would be to put it on something that's not, that will be easier to get glue off of in case you missed some of the glue or whatever. And then let it cure for, I usually let it cure for at least a day before I put a chain in it, and voila, it's a piece of jewelry now. But so I'd recommend like at least a day, but often I like leave them for like a week or whatever. So ta-da! We have officially made a butterfly wing pendant. Oh, I need to keep that here because I need to go get a wet rag. And thank you for watching, for listening, and I'm going to quit this video before it gets much longer. I think we're at 20 minutes, so huzzah!
Bye, friends. Loves. Believe in yourself. And if you can't do that, believe in the me that believes in you. Bye.